This is lesson 7 on page 157, controlling page appearance.
In this lesson, you will apply a page border and color, add headers and footers to a Word document, configure page layout options, and add a watermark to a document. You've applied formatting options and inserted illustrations and other elements that boost the readability of the text in your document. You can also configure other formatting options to alter the appearance of the pages themselves. Fine-tuning a Microsoft Word 2016 page can mean adding design elements that help give either a more professional look or an informal feel, depending on your intent. Layout options can determine how text and graphics flow on the page. So topic A on page 176.
Correction, that's topic A on page 158.
Is applying a page border and color. In addition to adding borders and colors to paragraphs and tables, Word enables you to apply these elements to an entire page. A page border frames the page of a document. Page borders can be simple or decorative with a variety of styles, colors, and widths. Borders can be applied to the document as a whole, to a specific section, the first page only, or all pages except the first page. Page borders in Word have two different types of lines: straight lines of various styles and widths, and artistic styles, consisting of small decorative elements. The straight line type is the Word default and is more appropriate for business reports or academic papers. And art borders can enliven less formal documents such as invitations, certificates, and cards. So if I wanted to add a border to my document, I go up to the Design tab on my ribbon, and in my Page Background command group, here we have our Page Border area. This opens up our dialog box to our Page Border tab. The setting is the first thing you want to select in the left. Box border is just a plain, every width is the same on all sides and top and bottom. Shadow has a darker edge on the right side and the bottom. 3D has double lines across the top, bottom, left, and right. And you can also choose custom. Maybe you only want a border at the top and the bottom of the page, or maybe the left and right. You can customize that if you want. So I'm going to select a regular box border where all sizes are the same on all four sides of the page. Then you have your style. You have your regular solid line. You have some dotted, dashed lines. You have double borders, triple, different widths in them as well. So you select your style first. I'm going to go ahead and just select the solid line. Then whatever color you want to apply, we'll do light blue here. Then you have your width. You want it very pronounced. You can choose the largest width there. And then to the right, apply to whole document, just this section, first page only, or all pages except the first. I'll go and apply it to the whole entire page and click OK. So you can see it adds a nice aesthetic visual appeal to it. Now, if you don't want just plain colored line borders, like I showed you here, down at the bottom for your whole entire page, you don't have this option when you're just putting a border around a paragraph. This is just for the entire page. You have an art drop down. And this has little pictures that you can choose from. It's nothing, too fancy, but if you're making, like the book said, invitations or something like that, and you want to add some graphics, you can choose from this gallery drop down. So I'll go ahead and let's see, or summary. We'll go ahead and apply some palm trees. Click OK. And you can see you get a nice border of those. So again, good for certificates, invitations, very informal documents, obviously. All right, so those are your page borders. We can also choose our page color. Page color can be applied to the background of a page. You can select a color from the page color gallery or define a custom color. In addition, you can create different effects with gradient, texture, or pattern choices by using the Fill Effects dialog box. So to the left of our page border command, here we have page color. You have your theme color gallery. You can see I get a live preview of what my document will look like if I were to select the specific color. You have your standard colors row along the bottom as well. Be very careful about which color you choose. Obviously, if I choose black, you can see it's going to switch my font color on me. So just be aware of that when you're choosing. If you choose more colors, you can actually create a custom color by selecting any shade, just clicking and dragging over that. You can also choose some fill effects. You have 4 tabs at the top here. You have gradient. You can do 1 or 2 color gradient. Choose your colors. You can do your shading style. And gradient is kind of where it fades from one color or one shade into a darker or completely different color. So if I choose this and click OK, you can see it's pretty cool. So that is a gradient. You can also choose a texture. Any one of these backgrounds, you can click to select and apply that. You can see this is like water droplets. Then we have different patterns. These can get very busy, so be aware. Makes the text very, very hard to read. Like just staring at it is making me dizzy and giving me a headache. But having this as your page background, but having a different background for, let's say, the text in your document. So say I had these 2 paragraphs selected, and let's see, and I did the shading tab here, and I did a white fill for my text. You can see now that makes it a lot easier to read. So I can still have the pattern drop down of my paper, but the actual text area would be a solid color. Makes it easier to read. So you can do something like that. And then another fill effect, you can use a picture. So your picture tab, select the picture button. You can do a Bing image search or use a picture that's saved on your computer. And we can do, let's do something like the beach. Check off your image, click insert. Didn't check it off. And that picture didn't work. Let's try another one. Some of these are copyrighted, so they don't let you input it into your documents. Let's see, another one we can use. So that one's going to work. You can see you get a nice image background, and it's going to be tiled, which means it's going to be, you know, multiple pictures on the same document. And again, when you have that white background, it makes the text easier to read against very busy, the white background of your text makes it easy to read instead of having the busy background of the actual page there. So you have a bunch of different options for your page borders and your page color backgrounds as well.
Our next video will be activity 7.1 on page 159.